We call in creator energy to ponder privacy and the subject of secrecy. These are the places where truth is elusive and hides for power and primacy. Where truth is elusive, the very existence of trust is challenged. Creator, we thank you for where we are in our understanding, for bringing us to our desire to break out of this illusory deception. This juncture that is all about secrecy, privacy, truth, and trust. We see the vastness of the deceptions, the lies and manipulations that are like a stake driven into the heart of goodness and truth, like a shroud or a heavy cloud that covers the promise of a beautiful reality. As permeating and insidious as the evil one's long-laid intentions, their obfuscations, thefts, and dirty dealings, here we are, standing in our free will, arms outstretched, basking in the brightness of your light of truth and the warmth of your eternal love. In this place of open receptivity and awareness, we know there is no place for privacy or primacy, no secrets to hold or share with those in on it. We know that the only trust that is protected and that is real and true is our trust in you, beloved Creator. This is simply how it is.
Amen.
Hello, my name's Ron Vroman. I'm the old white man talking head for the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly. This is kind of an after action on a really wonderful time I had yesterday. I was invited to an outing. I don't get out very often. I'm stuck. I don't drive. I'm stuck here unless somebody comes and gets me. It's just, you know, fun to get out and enjoy the traffic jam. So we drove way out into the country to a really nice place. People have had it for 40 years out in the boondocks of Oregon, Scotts Mill. Wonderful time, great people, nice drive. And they're all knowledgeable people of what's really going on. They're wide awake and alert. They're paying attention. And many of them were members of are members of our assembly and have been for a long time. And I got to meet a woman named Lily. I have known of her, and been on phone calls and stuff. And her grandson drove her in from the coast, and nice people all around. People came from near and far, and we had a good time. But I had a conversation with the guy, and I've got to clear this up a little bit. The part that we like to read on the back of all of our presentation cards, where we have the right to alter, reform, or abolish the government in such manner as we may think proper. And this knowledgeable guy was saying we have to change the Constitution. It's no longer a valid document, and it doesn't represent what needs to be represented in today's government. And it's like something exploded in my head, because how in the hell can you talk about changing the Constitution, which is make believe since 1861 anyhow, in a play pretend de facto form of government, and you want to change the document that's there, the instrument of our original jurisdiction as sovereign, and you want to change that to a better document. and you're not even party to that contract. You're talking about something that you have no standing, and you want to change it. I find that wrong. You're a party to Oregon's Constitution. And if you want to change Oregon's Constitution, that's what we're about. But Oregon is party to the United States of America's Constitution, which people talk about, and all their rights are inculcated. And we have to get the message through that you and I are noted in that document. We're noted twice as capital C citizens. Then again, we're mentioned in Amendment 7 and Amendment 10, I think it is. Other than that, we're beneficiaries of that document. We're not party to that document. So people that want to change that document, I don't think even understand what they want to do. It's like the people that want to have one of those Article 5 conventions and give the right to change the Constitution to the legislature in Washington District of Columbia, Inc., which is total insanity. But people think that that's good and they're well funded. And you see lots of people beating the drum for it that are supposed to be knowledgeable, reputable people. And they can't be if they want to do that. But back to persons not recognizing that they're people and wanting to change something where they have no standing, and not actively working on the land and soil of Oregon to do the hard, diligent work of gathering a court of four at least and confronting the people that are supposed to be representing us in government, and they're not. They don't have an oath. All of that stuff, that hard work of doing it isn't getting done because people are thinking about it instead of doing it, instead of getting the mindset that nobody's going to do it for you. You have to do it for yourself, and you can't do it alone. So we're looking forward to convincing the Department of Corrections for the state of Oregon, but their identification on the internet is at doc.gov. It's not a .com or a .mil or a .ors, no, a .or.us, which signifies federal, part of the federal government. And federal shouldn't exist because we have a confederation and perpetual union instead of federal. Federal started with the Bluecoats in 1861. They haven't let up yet. and they're getting quite pushy in a lot of places. So backing up to how are we going to do what needs to be done with this DOS, no, doc.gov. They would not respond to a writ of habeas corpus ad subjiciendum, which is, I think, the correct pronunciation. And there's like 5 habeas corpus when you look them up to see what you're doing. That is specifically designed for from a court to a division of government, requiring them to do their job and give the man to us, show us the body, present him. We have reason to believe the court wants the person here. And the Department of Corrections in Salem, and we went to their headquarters and presented it into the hand of the number 2 man for the Department of Corrections, big guy named Ken. And then we went out to the prison and presented him with the habeas corpus. And they say, just drop the document off. We'll take care of this. No. You don't understand your constitutional responsibilities, and you're working for the Department of Corrections. Ignorant. And there was 8 of us there. And they called in people until they outnumbered us. So we didn't get the body of the person presented to us so that we could execute our writ of habeas corpus. So the next step is a writ of mandamus. And in the writ of mandamus, it's requiring government to fulfill its responsibilities and by this court order, do what they're supposed to do and execute the writ of habeas corpus. Now, that, according to how this kind of law is done, is the next logical step and the next lawful step. So we're going to be taking that step. It's going to be very interesting doing that and thinking we are doing this with the certainty that the de jure man and woman on the land and soil of Oregon, utilizing Article 1, Section 1, all powers inherent to the people in a social compact, are going to test it again. That's interesting. That's exciting. That's something that hasn't been done anywhere around anywhere in a really long time. We're doing it out here in Oregon. An old white man hanging out with some really great people, doing the best we can to fulfill the documents that we think are worthwhile and original jurisdiction. So they made the Constitution, and then the states made their constitutions, and Oregon became the last lawful state in 1859, which is the last lawful iteration of any constitutions of any of the 33 states and the United States. We've had color law since then, but we have original jurisdiction on Oregon. Fraud vitiates all contracts partially or completely. We not only discovered the fraud on Oregon, we executed all of the prompts and all of the instruments to fulfill our obligation. And we're taking it the next step this coming week in Salem with the Department of Corrections. Will they abide by governing law, or will they 2 times in a row deny Article 3, Amendment 7? Now, Article 3 is the judiciary in the Constitution of the United States of America. It wasn't quite right. So they made an amendment called Amendment 7. But Article 3 is original jurisdiction. That means the case was not referred to them by anybody. They found the case. The case was brought to them firsthand. Original jurisdiction. Men and women make the decision in common law. So that wasn't quite clear. So they made Amendment 7 along with the other 10. And that one says, in a suit in common law, and then you have to look up suit in Bouvier 1856, and you find out suits include not only civil, it also includes criminal, not like the bar says. All the bar attorneys say, yeah, but that's not criminal law. That's only civil law. That's wrong. And we know it, and we prove it. So then in suits in common law, when the value is over $20, it has to be a trial by a jury. No judge involved. So that means you have to have a court, and you have to assemble a court. You have to do it properly and figure out how to get all of that done, which we did. And we have had a court of record since June 2018. So we have the court, and it has gone without any rebuttal from US DOJ, the Marshals, the FBI, and the US Marine Corps, the state of Oregon, all caps state of Oregon, executive, legislature, judiciary, 36 sheriffs, and 38 prosecutors. They've acquiesced. They have acquiesced to us, say 50 times. There's no problem at all with our bona fides. Signed, sealed, stamped, witnessed, proof of service, and published. They cannot provide one court. They can't field a proper court in any courthouse. They can only field Article 7 amended, which is bogus. It's de facto. They cannot provide their bona fides. and they have people incarcerated in Salem and Snake River and other places. And they have no authority. Contempt of common law. So we're going to take it to them in Salem this coming week. We're still in need of a court in Marion County where we wouldn't have to bring people in from other counties to take care of Brandon's business in Marion County. Another thing that was misunderstood was counties. They say it's got to be done at the county level. No, it has to be done at the state level. The state is what entered the union, not counties. And the counties that we have were not near so many when Oregon became a state. So it's not counties, it's the state. When you get to counties, then it's sheriffs. And we don't have a legit lawful sheriff on Oregon, not one. Marion County is going to be the first one to roll on that one, pretty sure. So it's not counties, it's the state. And there's only 33 states, and each one has a constitution. And you can't have anything on your state that I don't have. And I can't have anything that you don't have. So all of us share in all of the benefits and obligations. I was told that not all 33 states have an Article 1, Section 1, only most of them. Doesn't make any difference to the people on the states without it, because I can't have something that you don't have. So you have it, in addition to everything else. So it's not counties, it's states. Then to have the United States of America in Congress assembled, which is the group that has standing as the United States of America, you have to have those people that are unelected electoral college people representing their states. That's who will make the decisions lawfully and legitimately when we get back to original jurisdiction in the United States of America. We pulled it off on Oregon. We finished that job November 2022. We're still working on it. We haven't gotten one sheriff to take a proper oath, but they all know, and they know we know. And we'll see. We'll either have a de jure government where all of them have a proper oath to the proper constitution with the law of nature and nature's God included. And I yield.
Article 1, Section 1 of Oregon's Constitution, natural rights inherent in people. We declare that all men, when they form a social compact, are equal in right, that all power is inherent in the people, and all free governments are founded on their authority and instituted for their peace, safety, and happiness, and they have at all times a right to alter, reform, or abolish the government.
They do not want to let go of this. They do not intend on losing here. And we do not intend giving it back to them.
And then the bullets started flying. Then he jumps out of the car, and he's got both his hands up.
And he got out of the car, and he had his hands in the air. He's like, just shoot me then. This is what you want, just shoot me. And they did. They shot him dead. With his hands in the air, and I saw it. I swear to God. He was just walking with his hands in the air. And they shot him. And they shot him dead, and then after he was down on the ground, they shot him 3 more times.